So when was the suit filed, if you can remember?
Oh, specifically no, but it was when the dam was started. I mean, they started to build the dam.
So what exactly was the issue?
They barged into the land without permission. Whether it's legally or, we call it bad manners or good manners here. To enter someone's property without asking permission is bad manners for us, because the property belongs to other people. We shouldn't just barge into other people's property like that. What they should do is they should come over before they enter the kampong. They should have asked permission from him. I mean, through letters, it's either verbally or through letters. That's the way it should be been done. We have the system. We have the right way of doing it.
So what happened was they came and started work, and that's it.
Well, somebody within the system, from the inner circle, right? Right. These are the people who recommended this thing without bothering, to. They think that they are the educated lords, and maybe for some ulterior motives which only they will know. Then they assume that people will agree with whatever decision they make on behalf of the village, and the villagers never know.
Is the village compensated?
They try to compensate, but you don't compensate after you bulldoze somebody's land. You should discuss. You should come to a point where you agree. If I agree to amount that you're going to compensate, we discuss it. Well, that's a very good way of doing it. But if after you destroy the plants, how are you going to trace back the plants? You cannot tell where is the root of the rubber tree.
That's right. So what was their offer? What was their offer?
Well, I'm not so sure. I don't think money is that important as of now with regard to this matter, because it is the mentality of the people, or the people who came in that time, who bulldozed the land. It's quite obvious that they think that they have more rights and the prerogative to decide what they can do on our land without our permission. It looks like the land belongs to them, it not belongs to us. And these are something we inherit from our grandparents, this ancestral heritage, So it looks like they don't respect us and our property.
So now the suit that's pending is also a claim on native customary right land.
Because it's still pending, I dare not elaborate more because the court case is still going on. But the background of the whole thing is that they enter without permission. And they did something without permission, which is not right.
So it's not about money, it's more about...
Oh, no, I don't think it's about money. It's more about rights over your property. I mean, these are the properties of the people before the formation of the federation. You must remember that.
That's right.
And in Sarawak, we are protected by the 18 points agreement. They must look at the 18 points agreement during the formation of the federation. It is specifically stated, I mean, in terms of certain laws and acts with regard to the state of Sarawak itself. Like, for example, the land code, the immigration laws. These are the things that they should not interfere with.
For the building of the dam, did they have to take over native customary land?
Of course they can, but they must compensate. I mean, we are not the type who are going to hold onto a thing without releasing it. We know there's a reason. There must be a reason for everything. Because we might have a house in Kuching. We also need the water supplied to us, right?
Yeah.
So it's nothing to do with anti-development. It's not anti-development, but the process, the way they do it, that is where it is wrong.
I understand that four villages had to move to make way for the dam.
Oh yes, yes. And these villages, we have to sacrifice a lot of things. And the movement, the resettlement for the villagers, that is not very important. The most important part is they must discuss with the villagers, all the villagers involved before the takeoff.
And don't expect them to accept just like that.
Yes. I mean, you should provide them with maximum compensation, you know. It is not minimum. When it is minimum compensation, the contractor will make money. When maximum compensation is given, the landowner, the natives here, the villagers here, will feel it is a fair game. Like it is now, it is not between the government and the villagers, it's between the contractor, contractor to the government and the villagers. We have yet to hear of any report saying how much money they compensated to the village. They can maybe just say they compensated a few hundred millions, but where can we find that such, records?
Right.
They don't publish the record to say how much they compensate.
How much did the villagers get, do you know?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's very minimal.
Yeah.
NCR land, what is NCR land? NCR land is worth almost nothing. If you talk about money value, but not everything can be measured using money.
Yes, of course.
Right? So that is something that they must understand. Because space is getting smaller, population is getting bigger, and everybody will think that their property, no matter how small, to them it is the most valuable thing they can ever have. You cannot plant land, like palan, you know?
Yes.
Land is there. You cannot just take a piece of it, throw it out somewhere, plant it, cultivate it, and you create another piece of land. It's not like that. So that is why the value cannot be measured in monetary terms. These are something very special within the native themselves, among the native themselves.
The issue of NCR land is something that is being used in this election, I think.
You think?
It seems like I've been hearing a lot about it.
Yes, of course. We are not using this issue. Actually, this issue they themselves created for themselves. They created the problem from themselves. We don't create problem for them. We never say anything bad about development or against whatever authority there is. But when you start to enter people's property and didn't give them a fair chance to discuss about the compensation, about their rights, then of course people will start to ask back, why are we worth so little?
Is the government doing anything to rectify its faults in this sort of situations? Yes,
I'm sure they've been trying, but talking and walking the talk is two totally different things. I can talk, but if I don't walk the talk, it's useless.
So right now there's a lot of talking, but not much walking.
I've yet to see it anyway. You talk about giving land title to people. They are not giving land title to the NCR land. They're giving land title to the plot where the house is.
Right. What about the rest of the land?
And they start to spread the news saying that, oh, we are giving land titles to the folks here because, so they should be very, very grateful we give them title. But we existed here before the formation of the federation. That is something they must remember. There is a law for us to abide by. We don't break the law. But they should not take advantage of the ignorance of the people.
Are the people ignorant though?
Of course.
It seems like people know their rights here, the people I speak to lah.
They know the rights because of this case. Because somebody led them. Right? People don't know about the details of laws that governs the land court. All this kind of thing. These are something very specific. You don't just talk about it in town. It's not a copy or type of conversation.
Right. It's very complicated.
Yes, it is very complicated.
But there are educated members of the village.
Of course.
Who are actually spearheading this kind of stuff.
There's no such thing as spearheading. We are doing it as a group. We are all a victim of poorly implemented development.
Okay.
I'm not against development. The implementation done by the contractors, that is not well done. If you talk about the people who are not educated, you have Sarawakian like him. He loses his leg fighting in Malaya. You can take the photo of his leg. He loses one leg by a bomb. You see? A Sarawakian sacrificed his leg for West Malaysia, and this is what they gave to us. They should support us. The state government is collaborating with the contractors with regards to all this development, denying the rights of the people, the natives. And what about people like them who sacrifice? You see, we sacrificed earlier for you, and what are you going to do? Are you going to take advantage of us? No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be a fair game.
Is this something that will sway votes? I have one. Aidila.
It wouldn't, I don't know, swaying of votes depend very much upon how receptive the old folks are towards the handouts.
Are there lots of handouts?
From the way I see it, yes. Yes, of course, you see the banners. The handout is always, somebody is always giving and somebody is always at the receiving end. And it looks like the receiving end is always the poor folks in the kampung who are made to look poor, whom they want to be poor, maybe. I don't know, because if you look at the picture, I'm sure with the kampung folks receiving something from somebody, it looks like it meant that we are your servant. They serve us, and we are waiting for handouts on you. We are indebted to you. There's no such thing as indebted. They are there, put there by us. We employ them to look after our affairs, to provide us with our basic amenities, right? You talk about water supply. You can go and switch on the tap now, and there is no water coming out of the tap.
I understand that you have to.
This is gravity water supply, which means you have to block a stream somewhere up in a mountain so that it creates enough force. There's gravity to push the water to the pipe here.
So if you are on higher ground, then you won't have water.
Of course, if you have a two-story house, then you definitely won't have your water in the toilet.
Okay.
And the worst thing is, you cannot do your washing, and you have to go and wash in the river. And when you wash in the river, you pollute the water. The fish will suffer, right? So, from one bad implementation, you create havocs with the fish in the river.
But people here pay assessment fees.
Of course, yes. Otherwise, how can we have lights, traffic lights? What assessment fees need to be paid? You have to pay every year, no matter how minimal. But we still have to pay.
But they don't even put in pipes for you guys.
Well, they said they put in pipes, but the water is not treated. They gave us the pipe, but the water they don't give. It's no use having a pipe and then the water is brown.
Is the water's brown now?
Well, when it rains, of course, it is.
Comes straight from the river?
It's from the mountain river.
So electricity is fine?
Electricity is fine, but it is no use having electricity. You don't have enough money to buy TV or buy fridge. To have a good school.
I hear you get frequent blackouts.
Not really. I mean, this morning there was a blackout, definitely. I mean, blackout is quite common. I mean, everywhere. Blackout happens. Don't blame the government for blackout. But the idea is, why give us electricity only when you cannot give us good education? When you cannot give us something that will increase our income?
Right.
What do they have here? They dam the water from us. Yes, no problem. They make money. Kuching Water Board or Sarawak Water Supply make money from it. What does the kampung make? Nothing. Nothing. So what we want is, you take our property, our water, you block our river, you give us back in the form of development. What development? This is nothing to do with physical development. And I mean, you give us like money or something like that. What we want is, you create some industry for us, some form of industry. Maybe something to do with rotan, something to do with stone, something to do with whatever we have here. Right? And these people, these kampung folks can be employed there to work in the factory, and the government must help to sell this thing that they produce.
At the same time, I understand that even the construction of the dam doesn't provide job opportunities for the locals.
Well, they gave it all to the Chinese.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe they think that Bidayuh cannot work with concrete. Or maybe we're so stupid we can't even mix cement or pour cement. And if they employ us, if they give you 10 ringgit, how are you going to survive with 10 ringgit?
So the payment's too low. That's why they're importing migrant labour.
It's not so much on that. I'm quite sure. I think the local people knows how much the value is.
Yes.
I work for you one day, you should pay me 75 ringgit. You get a Bangladeshi man to work for you, you pay him 25 ringgit. How much money do you make? At the end of the day, you make maximum profit for minimum investment. In economics, of course, they want to make maximize profit. But this one is not an industry. This is a necessity. This is basic human right. Even the United Nations recognize that everyone should have the right to treated water supply.
That's right.
And that is something we must fight for. We don't have water supply until today.
It's a bit ridiculous. So that you have this big dam to provide water to Kuching.
Oh, they can say maybe 50 years time if tides still won.
But you don't have water.
Of course we don't have.
It's ridiculous.
There's the problem. There's the funny thing about it. I mean, you talk so much about we are the water supplier and we ourselves right under the dam, we don't have the water.
That's right.
And then we say, no, you wait, you must be patient. No, I have only a few more years to live. I might die in 10 years' time. I might not even enjoy treated water. And what about my father who is already 80 over years old? So there's the problem. We don't talk about, we talk about industrialization, development, Malaysia being a developed country 2020. What we want is basic. We want the basic amenities, basic facilities. World standard basic facilities mean the water, when you turn the pipe on, it must be drinkable. It must be consumable, not to be treated again. But now we cannot drink the water because if you drink, the leech might enter your body. Because the water is in the mountain, yes. You can take the water, the leech might enter, the egg might enter, and it will result in you having leech in your stomach. And we have been living with that for how many years?
Okay. It's quite a tragic situation, I think.
Yeah. No, yes, we are. We are saying that we are dissatisfied. We don't condemn anybody. We are trying to talk sense into them. That's the most important thing. Talking sense into the people so that they understand the plight of the people. They should not just understand the plight of the contractors, the plight of the friend, the plight of the people who wants to make money. The plight of the people is the one they must take care of first.
Do you think that the election would change anything?
I would like to see an election whereby the winner get 5% majority, nothing more than that. When two big giants fight, the small rat will survive.
I thought when two big giants fight, the one in the middle.
No, because giants are not that flat. If they're flat, you just squash you. But if there's a space, you can still survive. Elephant, you only push the trunk, so between the leg, you can still survive.
So, how will Kampung Bengoh vote?
How will Kampung Bengoh vote? With the present sentiment, with especially like today, there's no water coming to the house. I mean, we have blackouts, and you can see for yourself what we have here. Maybe people might have to think twice this time. It's not like before taking for granted. I'm not. I wouldn't speculate on this thing because it is their rights. But then again, I can see that with regards to the present court case, the pending court case, it's not over. I'm sure there is some form of dissatisfaction amongst the folks here.
I can see that as well.